Maybe if you stayed here, he'd never get away. Okay, what have we got here? We don't have people yet. Do I? Oh, do
I think you have
to...
to hit go live.
Okay, it didn't click this time.
Yeah, I don't know what. We did a couple automatic ones and that was scary, so I think we stopped.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Nobody tells me anything. That's
it's
all
just
right.
different when I come in here.
Yeah. Every day is different. Keeps us awake.
Yes.
And then we have to wait for people. That's what I like. How many viewers are tuned in?
A few.
Not
Eventually.
yet. Eventually, yeah.
Eventually.
Come on, it's
Oh,
20.
they can't hear us. We're on a splash screen.
Oh, well, that's all right. Let's put it on there. Go ahead.
Let's be here for
There we are. We're
however
here.
many viewers are here.
Our one viewer so far. Hi, whoever you are. Oh, there's 2. Yay.
If you say hi in the comments, we know who's out there.
Yes.
We can say hi
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. I like the comments because then it's like we're talking to real people instead of a little box.
No, you have to talk to the little white dot on the
A
camera.
little white dot. Yeah. Hey, Barb.
Barb is there. She
And
was in my
Tina's
class
here.
today. Welcome to Fanmail Fridays
Fan Mail Fridays.
on Facebook Live at my
Is
sewing room.
everybody as happy as I am to make it through another week and get to Friday?
Friday.
Friday! Yes, that's for sure. I've commandeered Leah for the first few minutes today because I have no idea what's going on around here. So I figured when it came to announcements, it was better to ask somebody who had the right information.
I have the calendar. It's actually like more than just what's going on around here. That's also my personal calendar. I can tell you who's going to the dentist what day.
It's very reassuring too. She has a paper calendar.
It's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
A real thing. I can do a lot of planning on my digital calendar,
Yeah.
but when I start like looking at 6
big
months
picture?
of information, which is what Chelsea and I were doing for the last few minutes, I need a paper calendar because otherwise I can't see the big picture.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. At least it's not post-it notes.
We did that one year. We did that one year when we were class.
Did you know that that's how some people write novels? So this will happen here and this will happen.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
No, it's not.
Also, just writing novels in general, pretty crazy.
Eh.
So, not in my wheelhouse.
They just blossom, fully formed in your head. All you have to do is transcribe them onto paper.
Is that how that goes?
That's how that goes.
So if you guys didn't know, Barb is a writer and a quilter and among many other things. Last year we had a little 13 month
Yeah.
class program called Aunt Annie's
Quilt.
Aunt Annie's Mystery Quilt.
Yes.
It was a wild success. Lots of people have finished quilts.
Yes.
Lots of people have blocks in progress. It was a mystery quilt, mystery novel,
Yeah.
block of the month
Lots
kind of
of
setup. I heard rumors.
Rumors. Yes.
I've heard rumors that there's a
Book two.
Book 2.
Yes.
What's it called, Barb?
Patchwork in Paradise. Because who doesn't want to go on a cruise?
A cruise.
A cruise.
And
yes.
is it another mystery novel?
It is another mystery novel. It is another block a month mystery quilt. You won't know what you're getting until you've got it.
Yep.
We're just finalizing some of the details as far as the different colorways that we're going to offer.
And finalizing price.
Yep, get the price organized and hoping for September 1st. Up there in the Ethernet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're watch for that information as soon as we have it ready.
Yeah.
Ready for registration, you will know. But we're going to keep dropping mystery hints about the mystery thing.
Yeah.
That's all we're telling you.
Okay.
Patchwork in Paradise. Mystery quilt. Mystery novel written by Barb. I know what some of the blocks are. It's going to be a really...
It's different.
It's different. It's I'm super excited about it.
Yeah. I like it. I want to do another one.
Good news. You'll probably get to make all those blocks over again as you teach.
Yeah.
Yeah. But lots and lots of places to learn new skills along the way, and just
Yeah.
like one a month.
Yeah.
So-
So it's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the nice thing.
Anyway, that's coming your way
Soon.
soon. Other things that I'm here to tell you about. We had a busy week with classes. We had Stitch Party on Wednesday this week. We had Brother Cottage Getaway class yesterday.
Yeah.
I had a software class this morning.
You were teaching all week, pretty much.
I didn't teach yesterday. Leanna was teaching
Well,
yesterday.
Leanne was, but
Yeah,
but
so 3
still.
classes this week. Software class this morning, we got into the art side of Bernina software, which is Corel Draw, and all touch tools we've never looked at before. It was fun. Everybody's heads were turning with where
Yeah.
could they use all these things. We were trying to aim towards making quilting designs,
Oh, cool.
like for in the hoop quilting.
Cool.
So that was happening. Next week, if you guys are interested in doing some charity sewing, we have a group that is more back up and running than it was, and that's Quilts from the Heart.
Yeah.
If you're interested in finding out more about Quilts from the Heart, or helping make quilts or bind quilts, there's people who only bind quilts because that's what they like to do. There's people who only quilt because that's what they like to do. There's people who only piece because that's what they like to do. And all the quilts are going to a great cause, the name of which keeps changing, so I don't actually know the current name. But if you're interested, give us a call and we'll take your information and pass it off to
Nancy.
Nancy,
Yeah.
who manages the group, and they're meeting on the June 15th from 10 till noon or so
Yeah.
here in the store. So,
And hopefully, and I think it's opened up now so that you can actually bring your machine and do some sewing with a group.
yeah,
As opposed to just drop off and pick up.
Yeah.
That we're doing over the last 2 years.
yes. So that's going on. If you guys are not in Alberta next week, and say you're in Vancouver, Quilt Canada's happening. So
Ooh.
I know those of you that are looking at long arms, there might be Quilt Canada pricing on Handy Quilter
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
at the show.
That's
So
interesting.
yes,
Yes.
Quilt Canada, I have it in my calendar as the 15th to the 18th, which is probably true. I don't normally have my entire personal calendar. This is way more fun. Would you like to know when my next haircut is, so you know what day to come watch for a new hair color?
Go purple.
I might.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I'm undecided. My one kid voted green.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have mixed feelings on that. I don't know how I feel about green hair on me personally. Next week, Thursday, Friday, June 16th and 17th, we have our OESD garden party event, 2 days hands-on embroidery event. Spent most of yesterday finalizing event pricing on both machines and other embroidery related things. So there's event pricing on
It's a good
machines.
time of year for a garden party.
If you're looking for a machine and you want to come join us in store and learn some embroidery skills, sign up for the class,
Yeah.
do all the things. The goodie bag comes with everything you need for
It's
the
a
class.
good way to learn something new as well, because you're almost not really forced, but you get the new machine and then you've got someone right there to show you how to work it
Yeah.
with a project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that class is operating, we do have people joining us from home. It's a hybrid class, so half virtual, half in store.
Yep.
But those people in store get both me instructing here on camera and Chelsea, our classroom
Yeah.
assistant, to run around and give you a hand as
Yeah.
needed. So it'll be really good. So that's Thursday and Friday next week. There is still more space. The 24th, we have 2 Kimberbell a la carte classes. One is a tote bag with 3D flowers on it, the Kimberbell flowers, and one is gift pockets. So if you're needing to hand like a get well card and you want to tie chocolate to the front of it.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
Chocolate goes with everything.
it does. It does. End of the month on the 30th, we're doing our next Kimberbell Digital Dealer exclusives embroider along. So you can sign up for single digital dealer exclusive design or the whole year or mishmash, but we're having an embroider along with those designs on the 30th. And then we're into July. I don't know how that happens so fast.
Yeah, I know.
Kids will be done school.
Yeah.
Another year done. I see a question that is awesome for Fanmail Friday out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Maybe we see your question. We'll probably link you to some videos because there is, we have a whole series of a playlist called Brother Embroidery New Owners that'll walk you through how to change size of lettering in embroidery.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And using your embroidery
because they're videos too. You can watch a bit, do a bit, watch a bit more, do a bit more. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Carol. Carol's joined us.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's the other thing I should mention before I leave.
Okay.
There's a Bernina Sale going on for the month.
A Bernina Sale?
Oh. Things like long arms,
Yes.
cabinets,
Yeah.
fun things.
That sweet Q20 and the lift table. Yeah. Okay. I don't have room for it, so.
Just get rid of your husband. It's fine.
Yeah.
Keep him long enough to get it in the house.
Yeah.
And then move him out. If that's
So.
necessary. No, he's nice. I like your husband. He's cool. I'm gonna head off. What are you talking about today for the rest of Fanmail
We are
Fridays?
going to talk about, some of our folks had some questions about fashion fabrics. So we're going to kind of take a little walk through the world of fashion fabrics, how to choose your pattern, how to choose your fabric to make sure they go like this.
And fit together.
And fit together, yes. We're not going to teach you how to make clothing. That's another whole different
That is more than
Different
a
thing, yeah.
20-minute,
Yeah.
half-hour Fanmail question.
But answer some questions about the differences in fabrics and what you should look for and what it will do for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we sell things that you can turn into clothes.
That's right.
The fabric I'm wearing is a t-shirt knit.
Mm-hmm.
The pattern I used is the Cashmerette Concord.
I don't know if we brought one of those out.
No,
we didn't.
You didn't.
That's
You did not
okay.
consult my wardrobe before you picked
Oh,
your
that's
pattern.
okay.
But sewing your own clothes is fun because then you can avoid all the things that
That don't
are
fit.
weird in store-bought
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
everybody has a different idea of what's weird. Sometimes it's fit, sometimes it's feel, sometimes it's
Sometimes-
washability.
Sometimes you're a kid with sensory things and seams make you itchy.
Yeah.
So those are all considerations.
Yep.
So
So
have fun.
that's what we're doing.
Fashion fabric. Fabulous
Thanks,
topic.
Leah.
Enjoy.
You could push my wagon of goodies over here when you're.
Ooh, no,
when
I
you're
want
done.
to. I want to just take half of those home.
No, you
They're
can't.
lovely.
I want to show the nice people some of these lovely
Okay.
things.
Sounds good. I'll bring you your wagon fabric.
My wagon full of, because at this time of day, at the end of a week, on a Friday, I don't stand up if I don't have to. I shouldn't say that. I've been standing most of the week. Billy's got her pants cut out.
Sweet.
Yay!
Projects go much better when you actually start them.
Actually do them.
Yep.
Okay, so what do you look for when you are talking? Thanks, Leah. Have a good weekend. Hey.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah. When you're trying to buy fabric to make yourself some clothes, okay? So first of all, you decide what you want to make. And I pulled a few of our patterns, just a few from, and I knocked them all down. How about that? Pulled a few of our patterns from the cabinet. We do carry currently the Quick Sew line. Now I understand though that Quick Sew is kind of going away in that they've been bought out by another pattern company. So you can expect a little bit of change in their lineup as far as what patterns are in the drawers. If you've had your eye on a particular Quick Sew pattern, you might want to drop in and grab it while you can, because we can't guarantee that everything is going to carry over to the new look line of patterns that we're carrying. And we also have the Cashmerette. This is kind of an interesting line in that it is specifically aimed at fuller figures, but you can see it goes from a size 12. So if you happen to be more petite, you can still get a fit in the Cashmerette. There's very few pattern envelopes in the drawers. because we can print those patterns for you. So you just tell us which design you want, and then it's kind of a print on demand sort of thing. Either way, maybe you've got patterns that you inherited and you still like them, they look good. Where do you start? All pattern envelopes are going to give you some sort of idea on the back of them what types of fabric are useful for that pattern. So if we look at this one, I love this. Look at that dress. Isn't that adorable? And this is a learn to sew pattern. So if you're a little bit intimidated about making clothing, yeah, start with something simple. So this one says specifically designed for lightweight woven fabrics. Okay, so what constitutes a lightweight woven fabric? Generally, they suggest cotton, linen, rayon, challis, which is a different name for rayon. We'll kind of maybe allude to that later. So something that's not too stiff, not too heavy, but a woven fabric. Why a woven? Well, if you look at the length of especially this dress, that's a lot of fabric. So that's going to be really weighty when you get all that fabric together, and knits are a little bit heavier. This cashmerette, also calls for light to mid-weight woven fabrics, such as cotton, cotton lawn, linen, or rayon, and use a drapey fabric if you want a flowy look, or a more structured, firmer fabric if you want a more structured look. This little cashmerette here, a light to mid-weight woven opaque or sheer fabric with good drape. So we've used that word a couple of times, drape. How is that important? So that's your first resource, is your pattern envelope. It's going to tell you whether you want, first of all, a woven fabric or a knit fabric. There's your big dividing line. T-shirts and that sort of thing, it's going to say knit woven or knit fabric, and it will often give you a stretch. How far? Take 4 inches of fabric and it has to stretch out to here. Or some of them will say a 50% stretch across the grain of the fabric. So you want to watch out for that. So what have I got in my goodie box here that I could show you when we start talking about how things drape? This, start off with the sparkly one. All right. This one is a Manchester, and it's a linen. So it's a linen with a little bit of metallic in it. I tell you, even though it's got metallic, it feels so soft. So this is what they would refer to as a lightweight woven fabric. You can see it's flowy, but it's not slinky. And I wonder if Tyler's got those other things set up. I'm going to try a different. Yes. So I'm going to call this the puddle. So when I drape that fabric down there and puddle it, you can see how it still sort of stands up a little bit. That's a real good characteristic of a softer woven fabric like that. So this is going to be great for dresses, for blouses, for things that you want a more structured look. Oh, you don't want to see my mask. There we go. Things that you can see the sparkle on that guy. Anything you want a little bit more structured look to, you want to go with something like a linen or, hey, a quilting cotton. Quilting cottons are going to be similar to this. Some will be a little crisper, some will be a little softer. Chelsea's pulled out this one. I think she likes the color of this one. Now you can see what I'm doing. Once you've read your pattern back, the next resource you want is your fabric bolt. This tells you what it's made out of, And it will sometimes, unfortunately not always, give you washing instructions. So this is a 55% linen, 45% cotton. So this, if I unroll this guy and show you how this puddles, let's make another puddle. You can see it's a lot crisper. This is, we don't want to say stiffer, but definitely crisper. So a structured look, a shirt, a skirt, something that even some little summer pants out of that with the linen, the cotton in it. You can have a little bit of creasing, not too bad. Definitely comfortable for summertime, but you can see how that definitely has body. Stands up like that. So then, what if you want something that is softer? You want to do something a little drapey. Couple of options for you. Oh. Let's look at this guy. This guy is a crepe printed. They're sort of an embossed fabric. Here we go. I'm going to show you the difference. We want this guy. So this one is 100% cotton. This is the greatest fabric. I actually bought some of this stuff. 100% cotton. It's softer. You can see how it flows a little bit. But at 100% cotton, that's going to be comfortable for you in the summertime. Yet it has enough body that you can make pants out of it and not worry about them being a little too revealing. Lovely, lovely fabric on that one. But compare that, because it's on the same display, compare that to this guy. This one is our double gauze. Whoa, let's undo that. There we go. So now we can see the difference in the puddling of something like this. I got a whole whack of fabric there. Let's do it that way. So you can see how much softer as I toss that. You can see how it sort of flows a bit more if I hold it up. Wave it around. Let's hold it up this way for you. See if I lift this. You see how soft and wiggly that almost is? Compared to, we'll move the mouse over. Oops. Okay, don't do that. Compared to this one, which isn't quite as soft and wiggly. There we go. Has a little bit more crispness to it. We need a bigger studio. So this also, let's read the label. This one is called, it doesn't have a name on it. Zola is its name, but it is 100% cotton and it's a double gauze. If you actually look at the fabric, it is two very fine layers fastened together. So that one, even though it's 100% cotton, even though it's not a knit, you could get away with using that with one of these patterns that calls for a rayon, for example. Rayon is a woven fabric, but it has that soft drapiness. So let's pull out a rayon and show you what I mean about the wiggle. There's a rayon. Quite often printed. Rayon is in that borderline between man-made fabrics and natural fabrics. I think we all know where cotton comes from. Okay, but rayon is actually made from trees. It's made from cellulose, so it's a natural fabric in that respect. But how it's processed, how it's treated, gives you rayon, it gives you viscose, it gives you modal. So when you're looking at clothing or you're looking at fabric and you see those words, just kind of remember that, okay, those are all based on cellulose, so they're nice on the skin. Rayon is one of those traditional summer fabrics. It just moves and waves like this. What you maybe aren't going to be able to achieve with a rayon is a very structured, form-fitted shirt or crisp-looking pair of pants. These are those lovely drapey, flowing pants that you might want to make for summer. I know one of the questions we had about rayon was washability. Unfortunately, some of the bolts of our fabric have washing instructions on, some of them don't. If you have a garment or fabric that has washing instructions, be aware that they are very often the most conservative. So if it says dry clean only, it doesn't mean that if you wash it, something drastic will happen. It's just the manufacturer saying, just to be safe, don't throw it in the washer with your blue jeans. Rayon is definitely washable. You can wash it by hand. You can wash it gently in the washing machine. You want to use cool water. You want to use maybe a more gentle detergent. But the killer for a lot of fabrics is your dryer. So when you wash your lovely flowy rayon dress or skirt that you've made, put it in the washing machine, take it out, hang it to dry, hang it outside, let it blow in the wind. Don't put it in the dryer. That's the hard part. The other thing you have to watch out for with rayon, and I haven't had a chance to test some of these, but rayon, as you will often see, do I have another bolt? I just brought the one bolt. Really pretty colors. Rayon is a fiber that accepts dye really easily, so you'll often get very vibrant colors in your rayon. Unfortunately, that can also mean with some of the cheaper quality rayons, it will also release dye easily. So before you wash it the first time, take a little, my test is a white paper towel. Wet one corner of your fabric, white paper towel either side, give it a good squeeze, and then look at your paper towel. Easiest way to tell if you're going to have to worry about the dye bleeding on things. So now you can see the difference. Nice wiggly rayon. Great for summer. I'm going to probably get some of these. Have a wedding to go to. Like that rayon stuff. It's beautiful. What else have I got in my goodie basket? Ah, yes, knits. Leah was showing you the t-shirt that she's wearing. Beautiful knit fabric. And it was, I think, part of this. I know this is a solid. Okay. This is the Laguna cotton jersey. 95% cotton and 5% spandex. So you're going to pick it up and you're going to go, reasonable amount of stretch, but not a whole lot. So it's going to give your t-shirt some body. It's not going to be limp. It's not going to show some of those things that we would prefer to disguise. So that's our cotton jersey. Comes in solids, comes in prints. As you saw, Leah's wearing a print. Here's a different color. There's the pink. Now you can see it's a little bit drapey and wiggly, but not a whole lot. Billy's made a couple of shirts from the Laguna fabric. I've got several as well, Billy, and it is great. It washes beautifully. This is one that, yes, washer, dryer, hang it up right away. You don't even have to iron it. So that's the Laguna cotton jersey. But now, what about this one? Look at this. So let's see if I killed the camera by smacking it. Look at the drape on this one. This is a rayon knit, rayon jersey. So it has, it's a big bolt of fabric. Heavier. What do we got here? Yeah, 92% rayon in this one. and the rest of it is spandex. It's not actually marked on there. So what is that going to give you? That is going to give you something very flowy, almost slinky, and yet still with, you can feel the coolness on your skin, still with the coolness of rayon for summertime. So if you like clothing that just it feels like a cool drink of water on your skin, and yet you still want the convenience and comfort of a knit fabric, this is something you definitely want to consider. Let's do that. I didn't kill it. Okay, so now if I show you the puddle of this, there's almost no standing up on that one. It's just laying flat. Look at that. Very soft, very drapey. It's also a little heavier. That's why I say you got to watch your pattern. Something like this jersey, if I were to try and make that long dress out of it, would be very heavy. So it would literally stretch the top of the shirt. Okay. One more thing I will show you here. Is this it? Yes. Speaking of knits, I know the other question that we had about our knits is, well, how do you tell what's good for what type of garment? Specifically, what do you make a t-shirt out of? What do you make leggings out of? Anything I've shown you here in a knit will work for a t-shirt. It's going to give you a slightly different look. Here's another one. This is a French terry. And the main difference, I'll pop you over here in the close-up. If you're not sure, there we go. If you're not sure the difference, a French terry looks like a t-shirt knit on the outside, but on the inside, it has a little bit of a texture to it. And that is actually going to give you a bit of warmth. It's not quite a sweatshirt fleece, but a little bit heavier than a standard t-shirt knit. So where would you use that? And this one is 69% polyester, 26% rayon, and 5% spandex. So this is a polyester knit. Let's puddle this and see what happens. Because polyester does not have the crispness of a cotton. So this, even though it's a little bit heavier, is as soft and drapey as that rayon knit. Look at that. A little bit heavier. This one would make a great summer sweater or jacket, whatever you want to call them. Something that you slip on when the air conditioning's too heavy for you. Because it's still soft and flexible, going to stand up well, has a certain amount of stretch to it, but has that little bit of extra warmth from the texture in it. Would you use it for making leggings? Probably not. All of the knits that we have here are probably too soft for making something like leggings or dance wear, exercise wear. These things stretch one way, not this way. So for things like leggings or yoga pants, you want fabric that stretches in both directions. So again, go back to your labels on your fabric, read them carefully, give it a little tug, a little pull. Some leggings you kind of want some good tensile strength in them to hold things from jiggling. Yeah, we all know about the jiggle. Okay, but something like this just doesn't quite have the body that a two-way stretch fabric, similar to bathing suit fabric, really. Bathing suit fabric usually has two-way stretch. So that's the main difference between those two. Any other goodies? I haven't really got time to show you everything. We also have denim. in a variety of weights, from very lightweight denim, almost a chambray, again, 100% cotton with that crispness that you can use for making pants. The heavier you get, the more structure you can put into your garment. And then one more thing to show you, and I really wish I could have found more patterns, but we just don't have them, because I like making outerwear, coats. All in all, it's probably the best bang for your buck when it comes to making garments. And so what you can see behind me, I'm going to slide over, is a brand new line of fabric that we just got in. Let's grab this one here for you. Okay, so this is called Lannicott Wolves. Okay, and this is 100% wool. So it is a woven fabric. Now this is not as heavy a wool as our first batch, which was quite thick. This is, how can I hold that up so you can see it? Maybe you can see it. Still a certain amount of drapiness to it. You can see how that's kind of bundling up nicely. Look at that. So this is the right weight for a spring and fall jacket, maybe a trench coat, put a bit of a lining in them. You've got the warmth of wool, you've got the suppleness of a natural fiber. Just an amazing fabric, not too heavy and not too hard to work with. Something that this would probably work well for, those wraps, just like a big poncho, sarape, just gorgeous fabric. You could even embroider on it. Ooh, yeah. Just something that you can toss around your shoulders on those cooler evenings that we get. So great color line on that one. And of the patterns that I was able to find, it's most appropriate in this little cashmerette. Mid to heavyweight wovens, such as heavy cotton or waterproof raincoat fabric. If using wool, use midweight only. So you still need it to be flexible. So that would be perfect for this little trench coat pattern in the cashmerette. So just because we're a quilting shop doesn't mean we're not branching out a little bit. And we are more than happy to walk you through. I know this was like my head's starting to feel like I've learned too much already. So it's a pretty big subject. But if you take it bit by bit, we're happy to help you find your pattern, read what fabrics are recommended for that particular garment, and drop in and see us, and we'll find you the ones that suit your needs the best. It's kind of fun. And as Leah said at the beginning, it's a way of personalizing your garments so that it fits right, it feels good, and then it's going to last you for a lot longer time than having those things that you manage to find, but it's not quite right, but still that's the only thing you can get. Make it yours. And lots of variety in there. And don't forget the quilting cottons. If you drop into the store, I'll show you a trick how to tell how soft that cotton is when you turn it into a shirt or a dress or something simple for summertime. We want to think summer. We don't want to be too structured, too wrapped up in things. We want to keep things simple, but it's a great way to expand your wardrobe and make things your own. So that's a quick walk through our fashion fabrics. I hope I've answered any questions. If not, by all means, fire off another one to social at mysewingroom.ca. Maybe ask for, if you want a little more detail on a specific fabric. Don't be afraid of the fabrics, because they all have instructions on them, and if they haven't, then you can ask the staff here and we'll be happy to elaborate for you. So at that point, have a great weekend, everybody. Take some time to refresh, enjoy the weather, get a bit of sewing done, maybe branch out, learn something new, and we will see you next week. I'm glad you could all join us. Teresa's there, Billy and Carol, and yeah, it's great connecting with everybody on Facebook, and I'm so glad you continue to tune in. Until I see you next week, take care and have a great weekend.